My wife has said before that she thinks I'm weird because I will drive with no radio on or, pardon me, no podcasts or such. And I've found it to be peaceful, to be something, at least valuable use of otherwise wasted time to reflect, things of that nature. Basically, right now, I'm just using it to, I don't know, do something with my life, because luckily today it was successful of what we're trying to build and trying to create, I guess, is that concept of passive sales or more direct marketing and advertising. So now it is absolutely just such an easier thing to do whenever you get into situations like this. And I would have to venture it. I'm going to have to show through, market share what it took to take in new clients, as what it cost to keeping them. Is a different situation, a whole different side of that market, in which that I can't touch right now. That would be a complete rehaul of the service department and making them more of a sales role, as when right now they're pretty decent on just being service techs. They're very knowledgeable in what they do. They're the best, so there's no reason to touch them. It's just this whole concept of what the marketing is nowadays, whenever it's viewed as a hostile act or so, like just people being that upset about somebody knocking on their door and interrupting them. Like, what do you want? You know what, buddy? There's zero reason for me to be here other than, do you care about your lawn? Is your lawn a priority to you? Nope. I guess I'll get Crocs. Oh, it is? Cool. And then, go into it. There's that's basically the obstacle to overcome, is just getting somebody who is in their home out from behind their, and I'm saying this in a playful way, their security device, their blankie, their teddy bear, their, whatever, name it as, from our adolescence and child psychology. It's the security device. It's a door. If I stand on this side of the door, I'm protected from everything outside. I mean, it's complete evolutionary psychology in which whatever we created shelter. So going through with that, and then you do wrestle with the concept of what's going on nowadays, and everyone's having, attention to, what is attention concerns from that, because they might be at work, they might be watching their favorite show. Like, we've become selfish with our time, and that's a good thing. That really is for spiritual growth and things of that nature. Actualization. I apologize. So with all of those, stay in your lane, buddy. With all of those, it's just the basic concept of, hey, hi, I'm here. You didn't want me here? No. I don't want to be here. I'm going to lie to you. This is uncomfortable for me too. It's uncomfortable for pretty much most of the people that come and knock on those doors. And that's such a way to call them, courageous, to have the courage to go knock on a door, knowing that there's a good chance, more than likely, there's a very good chance there's going to be a bunch of dogs barking. And nobody wants to, like, hey, hi, let's have a very detailed conversation about, what your wants are and the benefits that could be provided by the services of True Green. Oh, no, you don't want to talk about that while your dog is barking in the background? Well, no shit. Neither do I. And it's one of those things in which that continued animosity and cognitive behavioral therapy. It's the opposite. No, I guess it is. Now it's subconscious. I apologize. Because it's the same concept by these actions and this environment and this agitation just happens. What are the chances that someone's going to come to their door after it's been knocked on and their dog's barking and they're going to say, I was really hoping somebody was going to knock on my door and talk to me about those brown spots out on my front yard. Same thing as whenever I was in recruiting. They're like, dude, just call. Just get on that phone and smile and dial and just wait for someone to be on the other line who just got done seeing an Army commercial, watching an Army movie, and are just waiting for somebody to call and invite them to join the Army. Same concept. However, it's just there's the far easier way to present all of this whenever we're talking about individuals working within communities and becoming ambassadors, as what the new hot button term is, and that's ambassadors to our community. It is me going in there and making sure that where I'm going to park isn't going to upset anybody. Why upset the balance of the ecosystem? That ecosystem is a community, it's a tribe, it's so much has been lost by corporations trying to do what corporations do. I'm not even going to get into that. The whole concept of a board is to maximize profit for shareholders. The whole concept of a business is to various things, but it could be make money. You can't have a successful business if you're not making money. Now, whatever that money is for you, it can provide freedom, it can provide vacations, can provide stability for your family. It's difference of whatever. But corporations wise, especially when we're looking at True Green and the other ones, I'm sorry, I'm not saying that, larger companies, not even based off of corporations, because I'm going to retract that. It doesn't actually have to be incorporated, but larger companies, and when we're discussing the importance of continued business and profit. Capitalism, baby. That's it right there. So when we're discussing that, it is almost coming off as intrusive, because I don't know, maybe it's easier to be mean to another human being than it is to be mean to the commercial break. Because even if you're watching YouTube, unless you've paid for ad-free or things of that nature, there's going to be advertisements. You live in the United States, which is a country of consumers. Primarily, that's what we do. We live like Americans. So within that is, hey, I want to live like an American too. So out of boredom, I could go keep doing a job and just keep the wheels turning. However, I'm a little bored. Let's try something different. Let's see if we can't change the negative perception of people coming by and trying to offer you a service. It is one of those things. It's the money's stacked, and you can see it if you know the things about how it's going to work. Where's the most efficient and effective ROI, or what's the most cost effective? What's the biggest bang for the littlest buck? So within that, they throw some commercials on there which will reach, thousands of people per hour. Possibly, if you're doing it well enough, you can reach hundreds of thousands. So that is paid for. They're like, hey, here you go, put our commercial out here, and this algorithm reaching this demographic, and it's going to be higher for this time over this time because this time is whenever your demographic is viewing most. Oh, okay, well that clearly follows the path of supply and demand. I get it totally. So within that, you will pay a different price for you to scan the QR code and go through on your phone, or if you hop online and put in a code. Why do you think they have you put the codes in there? The True Green, whatever, put in CORE for the core package and such. So that's going to get you this. Well, they track that and they say, okay, well, this is where this money went and we got this much back off of it. Okay, so we go from there. It's the same thing whenever they're now calling to an individual. Hey, I got your information. I see your notes here. I'd like to discuss more about it. Great. Yeah, come on out whenever. And yeah, so the individual will go out there, and then the program itself, the CRM, the whatever their app they're using nowadays to process sales, will have in it, attached and associated with that individual, the marketing price for that sale. So whereas somebody's getting a different price for something that they've generated through a QR code and they're going on to their phone and doing it that way, is more than it would be by having an individual be there and answer their questions and, show a little empathy and understanding of, okay, well, let's see what we can do to earn your business today, because at the end of the day, that's what it is. So within that, the change would have to go to people not being mean first. So if people were just definitely more welcoming of these situations, then that would make that position more desirable. So then that's whenever you take a more desirable position and you apply greater benefits to it. And that juncture in time gets you, let's say, whatever best word, better individuals. Individuals who are worth more per hour. Individuals who have the grit and personality and mentality to benefit the position greater by being more attentive, more empathetic, have a better understanding of situations in which they can process answers and provide them to people who may naturally have a guard up. Of course, why not? I mean, it's the same thing. Unless you're disgustingly rich, and at that juncture in time, you're probably not buying anything yourself anyway. Somebody else, an intern's going to go do it or something along that nature. So it's the general concept of trying something different, going outside of the box, like getting this far more beneficial to, the middle class, the working class, the people who, if you could help them out by not having them to go out and, do this to their yard, especially whenever we're talking about things as far as mosquitoes and flea and tick controls and like the insects. We can do the perimeter pest control, which is for the household pests and things of that nature and insects, and then even the ones that destroy the lawn. But I mean, you don't even have to care about your lawn to maybe be like, hey, I'd rather not have mosquitoes out back, or I would rather not have these insects in my home. And those are things that you would never think whenever you're just seeing a True Green guy out there, but then all of a sudden it's like, oh, yeah, never thought about that. And yes, it's going to cost you money, but within that doubles back on what is the benefit of money if it doesn't provide you time. So now you are paying, I'm just throwing this number out there, I'm not legally allowed to say $35 to $50 per treatment, and that's covering you for a month. You know, especially if you get into, well, it's just a little over $1 a day kind of silliness for you not to have to worry about pests in your home or, you know, the mosquitoes outside. Just imagine the time that you'll be able to have. I can go into all of that and really have you take an active interest in what's better for you. You know, it's one of those things whenever you think about it as far as a perspective of getting a benefit to you and your family, it completely changes everything. And that's what we're really set out to try to do right now, is change perspectives, make it definitely more of a connection. But the best thing about it is you can just text that number that's going to be on there or whatever, and somebody handles it for you. Sends over an email. Okay, here's the breakdown. Here's this. This is what you're going to see. This is going to be your schedule. These are the benefits that are going to come from it. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, click confirm. They even have it set up now too, where you can lock in prices and what we call the new Easy Pay, and that's again a something benefit. How can we make this more beneficial to the consumer? How can we make this, you know, easier for them to take advantage of, kind of thing? So you can actually sign up for services and pay nothing today. They will schedule you. You go out for a service, whether that be your aeration, it's going to be potash, fertilizer, mosquitoes, any of the above kind of thing. It would just be the, you know, payment for you. Okay, thank you. Have a good day. And then you just go ahead and pay. And then the next scheduled appointment, it'll be the same thing. So it gets you the opportunity to have all the benefits of the lawn that you could want, or just the comfort of not having the pests, whatever it could possibly be. But, you know, you'd never know if it was not provided the opportunity for, you know, that information to be provided to you, because the mean old salesman, I don't want to talk to them, kind of thing. That's really what we're trying to work on here, and it will greatly benefit